What's up, guys? This is Hense Todd, as Dick Athan over there searching up whatever he's searching up. But with that said, let's get into this show, guys. We got a lot locked up. A lot of stuff that happened at the Combine. A lot of stuff is going to be happening in free agency. And a lot of stuff that's happening with your Kansas City Chiefs. So with that said, let's get this show on the road with the new show opener. And then it's a banger. Hope you enjoy it.
First round pick. Hey, throw that list away, all right?
Why are we around?
Yo, welcome to the show. It's a Chiefs Blitz night. Breaking down the plays, keeping everything tight. From Mahomes to the defense, we give you the scoop. Real talk, real stats, we the ultimate troop. This ain't no game, it's our passion on display.
The baby himself.
Chiefs Blitz podcast, real fans unite. Every touchdown scored, we ignite the night. From tailgate chatter to post-game debate, we love our Chiefs, yes, never too late.
I would even bring NBS back in the middle of the season.
What? Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar, sponsored by ChiefsBlitz.com, presented by UnderdogFantasy.com. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
All right. Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news. I am your host, Nick Athan, along with my partner extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd. Hense, how you doing, buddy?
Over here getting ready to drop the sponsors. And thanks everybody for joining in, man. Thank you guys for joining in. If you are watching on the other platforms, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're trying to get our followers up, guys. We are bringing you all the latest Chiefs news here right at Chiefs Blitz. As you see on Twitter and everything else, it don't hurt to hit the follow button if you don't follow already. So with that said, guys, let's get into our first sponsor of the day, and that's Underdog Fantasy.
Play now in Missouri. If you're looking for a great fantasy game, we've teamed up with UnderdogFantasy.com. You can play $5 and get $50. You can use the special promo code Chiefs Blitz. The game is available in 33 states. Check out the availability map. You must be 18, 19, or 21 years older to play, but it's an outstanding game. The app is very simple. You can deposit and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash for new customers, and make sure you use the Chiefs Blitz code, and so you can register to start playing this amazing game. Play Pick'em on Underdog. You can, with all your favorite NBA players, James, Curry, Ball, anybody and everybody who's in the NBA, you can play higher or lower. It is an amazing product. It's very simple to use. If I can do it, anybody can. And just make sure when you log on to UnderdogFantasy.com, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz.
That's right. Our new partner is Underdog. You can now play in the state of Missouri, state of Kansas, Arkansas, here locally. And it's an opportunity to have a lot of fun. College basketball, NBA, NHL, golf, all sorts of different opportunities to have a lot of fun. Make sure when you go to Underdog Fantasy, check out the availability map. You can play several different games. And again, it's available in 33 states. Must be 18, 19, and 21, respectively, in certain states to play. I suggest go play right now. Use the code Chiefs Blitz. Wagging the finger like my second grade teacher, Mrs. Haig, did.
Yes, please. We need more finger pointing.
So with that said, man, that is Lou at the bottom of the screen. That is AKA.
That's right. Oh, hey, let's go.
The most hated man in Chiefs country, Coach.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
Come on, he's wearing his USA hat. You got to give him.
I'm embracing this great country.
Embracing the villain character on our show. That's right. Let's go.
I'm the John Cena of the show.
How about that SNL cold open we're doing now? That's pretty neat.
It's pretty good.
Hense comes on with a cold open. I'm expecting the music, and it's like, oh, okay, all right.
I'm waiting for the music too.
Hey, that's crazy too. Hey, we all do the same shit. I'm like, I'm waiting.
I hate to be a broken record, but every time I hear MVS, I start howling. Thank God you've got us on mute.
With that said, guys, with that said, man, it's a lot that's happened on the combine. I watched the combine from the first drills all the way to the last. Watching all the guys, man. I know
you're the one. You're the one that watched the whole thing.
You're the guy.
I watched the whole thing.
I watched all the combines.
Even having a wife watching, the wife was watching the offensive lineman yesterday. We were sitting down watching, and she was like, "You got to tuck your head," because she used to be a track star, track and cross country.
Shout out to Erica. Erica is
very
athletic.
She's a runner.
She said, "You got to tuck your head."
She's a rock star just being married to you.
I know.
She's like, "You got to tuck your head and keep running." But again, man, what you have for us today on the 6-pack, Lou? I know it's packed with draft talk.
Well, it is a combine weekend. We forewent or for the foregone segment of the what we're going to do, Mock Monday. So we're replacing it with the 6-pack. A lot of guys did really well over the weekend. Now, I just took 6 of my favorites. There are plenty others. I purposely didn't pick any of the guys that Hense likes because he's going to talk more about them than I could even ever imagine. So, so I got 6 guys that really did well for themselves. Again, one part of the evaluation, right? It's not everything. Some guys, are workout warriors. Some guys have tape to go along with it. A lot of confirmation, a lot of box checking, if you would, to use the cliche of the season. I'll be the first one. But yeah, there was probably like a million times. Okay, so 3 main things that I took away. This isn't part of the 6-pack, but one, the combine seemed like it was a South Carolina recruiting video because I swear to God, half their team was there. I don't know what the hell happened with that team. They were one of the hottest teams down the stretch, but they had like not just guys in every drill, but guys competing to be the best in every drill. Also, 25 to 30 years ago, did like every parent name their baby Jaden or Jalen? Different spellings, of course, but every other guy is either Jaden or Jalen. But hey, whatever. And then my favorite line of the weekend was, I believe it was well, we didn't talk about Will Howard, but Coach and I talked about Will Howard.
Hello.
Stacey Dales in her interview with him talking about his throwing line of the weekend, put some ass into it.
Put some ass into
That's
it.
right. So Will Howard, here we go. So number 1, I would imagine everybody's number 1. Of course, from South Carolina, the safety, Nick Emanwari, 6'3", 220, like a 43-inch vert. The broad jump was 11.5 feet. He runs 4.38. He's got all the tape to go along with it. He was pretty much maybe a lower first-round pick at the beginning of the weekend. I don't know how much this lifts him up. But my God, defensive coaches have to be salivating over all the different things they could do with this guy. Imagine this guy in Spags' defense, where he'd be deployed. I mean, he'd just be all over the defense, ball hawk.
Bye-bye, Reed.
Hits like a cement truck. So there you go. First
yes,
one,
please.
Nick
Yes,
Emanwari.
please. It's got a great first name. Yes, awesome.
Number 2, from Virginia Tech, a running back, Bashul Tugboat Tootin. Yes, Virginia Tech. He ran a 4.32, which I think at that time was the fastest run by a running back. Jumped over 40 inches, which was first among the running backs, was second with his long jump, but just the explosion and then to see, some of the drills and so forth, this might be a guy that you weren't even thinking of, again, played at Virginia Tech. They haven't been like good. They're always a tough team, but they're always just kind of on the cusp of being mediocre for the most part. But you got guys like Shamari Connor coming from there. And then one of his teammates Hense, we'll talk about him later, of course.
Absolutely. Hense got the juice.
Right. So, but that was and then the overall, as far as the running backs are concerned, if this is a real term, is the collective speed. I don't know how many of those running backs ran slower than 4.5. There was maybe a handful.
True.
But it would just seem like guy after guy after guy was 4.5 or less. So a lot of speed out there. Jaden Blue ripped it up amongst some other guys. Of course, my favorite position, wide receiver. We got 3 of those guys, of course. Matthew Golden, he may have had the run that Xavier Worthy had last year. You know, it was Isaiah Bond talking a lot of crap about beating Worthy's record.
Yeah, he did.
And here it was Matthew Golden that ran faster. 149, 10-yard split. Put up some good numbers, obviously, this year. He had the huge game against Arizona State, the touchdown that sent it into overtime, and amongst other plays during the course of the year. But that's a kid that you're going to see probably – I don't know if he's going to be the first wide receiver taken, but he's going to be up there. I think he's solidly in the first round. Second guy that I really like coming in, had some issues at Stanford, you know, in terms of just being consistent catching the ball, but Alik Ayo-Manor, another guy that I didn't expect him to run this fast. He ran 4.44, 38.5-inch jump. So athletically, he showed some skills. He looked like he caught the ball. He was doing that gauntlet. He was catching everything. So maybe he got that straightened out. Who knows? But here's a kid from Stanford, probably going to be available in the mid rounds. I don't know if he goes much higher than the third round. That would be probably very ambitious for him at this point. But just look for him on draft day too. One of the receivers that we've been talking about, and I think Coach had him in one of his mocks, and you guys had talked about him perhaps, was Jaden Higgins from Iowa State.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
yes,
lo and behold, here comes his teammate, Jalen Noel. Again, Jaden and Jalen. This is ridiculous. It's just amazing. I'm just writing some guys' names down, and every other one is Jaden or Jalen. But anyway, I mean, he rocked it. Under 4.4. Almost 42-inch vertical, 11.2 in the broad, 23 reps. So the dude's strong as hell, too. Fast, strong, explosive. Again, Iowa State, I think Rocco Becht is the quarterback up there. I don't know really how good he is. Good for the Big 12. I would imagine Nick could speak to him a little bit more at some point. But his father was a great tight end in the NFL, Anthony Becht.
Right.
But anyway, so Jalen Noel had a great weekend for him. And then finally, we go to the big uglies, offensive line. I am not going to talk about Ariante Ursary because I'm sure Hense has about 15 minutes slated for him today. But a local guy from the Big Mo, Missouri, Armand Membu.
My guy
may have made a case, but was certainly the loudest 40 for sure.
Look at the passion in his face. That's passion.
Every 10 yards was just shouting something. Who knows what? But he has made, I don't know if this he was already, I think, solidly in the first round.
Yeah.
This actually, maybe this makes him a candidate to be the first offensive lineman off the board. Position flexibility. I would imagine you'd want him at tackle, but he ran a sub 540 at over 330 pounds.
Yeah, 4.91.
So you got that going for you.
Yep.
Power, athleticism, again, in play for the first overall O lineman. But so those are my 6. I may have thrown in a few more, but hey, who's counting? It's 6 beers.
Counting?
More is always better, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
All right, gang. So there you have it. This weekend 6-pack brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy Sports.
All right. Hey, I want to get to a question from JCP 4000. What round do you think we'll take a running back, or we pick up a free agent?
I think they'll take a run. Well, you want Coach to go? Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Well, he's been so quiet so far. I just want to make sure he's still got a pulse.
I take either. I think they'll take one in the third round. Maybe maybe the second round. You know what I mean? Depends on who's there in the second round. If the kid from Iowa's there, they probably take him there. If Henderson's there, or Blue. Everybody's saying Blue probably gonna fall. After the combine, the Blue from Texas. I think he probably, he probably be there in the third round. If the running backs start running, but again, it's between Blue or Henderson or my guy from Oklahoma State, Gordon the third, the second.
I got a feeling Ollie Gordon's going to go in the second round. I just got a hunch.
But
I think it's deep. So that can cut both ways. Where some teams may just put it off because they figure they could get a good one later.
Yeah,
so when is the guys that you're gonna see go early? Obviously, Ashton Genty might be a top 10 pick. We don't know, but I mean, he's probably going to be the first one off the board. Omarion Hampton from North Carolina, a lot of juice. That kid may go in the first round. Exactly. But then I think it just depends on how the draft is falling at that point. And if we're thinking about the Chiefs, again, I wouldn't put it out of the question in the first round if somebody that they feel is like a premium back falls to 31. Now, odds are it won't happen, but I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know that you could put it on a round. It just depends on the guy. You know, there was another guy that last year, you guys remember, I was just so high on Tyrone Tracy. Here's another guy that's pretty similar to him and will be more than likely will be available later is Brashard Smith from SMU, another former wide receiver, turned running back. I think he might have hit. He was like third, like 23 miles per hour in his workout. Like I said, former wide receiver, played in that SMU offense. So this could be a guy like 5th, 6th round could be available. So it just depends on what you're looking for and how the rest of the draft falls at that point.
Hey, 4,000. It just depends. Like what Lou stated, man. It just depends, man. What's there and what these guys are really looking for. Like for me, a running back is a must for the Chiefs anyway. So let's say they do go in the second round and get a running back. I wouldn't be too mad about it.
Who will be that running back?
Who'll be my running back? Hell, man. I like Henderson from Ohio, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he's going to be there. Not saying he's going to be there in the second round, but I like him, man. I like him.
So the first two mock drafts, I had him in the third at that bonus pick, the top of the third round. I did another one last night. He was not available in the third round. So
I think
there went that. He's probably not going to be available.
Exactly.
It's going to be similar to what we saw a couple years ago with the wide receivers in the first round. And I'm not saying the running backs are going in the first round, but at some point there's going to be a run of running backs.
Yep.
You know, these 5 or 6 or 8 guys that are virtually beauty in the eye of the beholder, have virtually all the same skills. There's some variations of speed and, you know, who's a good blocker, who's a good receiver, who can take the ball to the house. But at the end of the day, that's going to be the issue. Someone asked about Devin Neal. I don't think he ran a great 40. I think it was 4.45, something like that.
If he's running 4.45, that's plenty good. If you had got Priest Holmes ran like 4.7 at the combine,
right?
That's going to happen. But what Devin Neal brings, again, isn't going to be measured, I think, so much in the 4, and he still ran under 4.5. So he's got the speed.
He's got enough speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Priest ran a 4.7. My God, he was the one of the greatest to do it, and he was fast as shit.
Well, that's probably why he was undrafted.
Yeah, the thing about Priest, the thing that made Priest so special though, is his line of sight. And how he just cut his angles to get to the end zone.
Vision, man.
The 40 isn't the be all.
Incredible. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a guy who's always aware of the shortest distance to get to the point where he needs to go. It's just, he's amazing.
Oh, he was explosive. Yeah, but see, like again though, Nick, that's a good point. It's patience though. Now I get the speed, but you gotta have patience. Gotta have patience.
Running the ball.
You gotta have patience, man.
Yeah. He would be terrific with the Chiefs. Go get him. Stand on the table. I'm calling for it.
Hey, I agree with you, Nick. A lot of your guys coming out the draft from Kansas that I do like.
Right.
When is the Kansas Pro Day, Nick? Do you know?
I believe it's the 3rd week of March, but I'll double check.
But if I had to choose 1 and 2, it's going to be Gordon or for Oklahoma State for me or Blue from Texas.
Why do you like Gordon though? Why do you like Gordon, sir? Why?
Gordon is physical and he brings that toughness to the game, and it ain't all about the 40 like Lou said. Right. Everybody said the 40 this, but his 40 shows up. You know his 40 don't show up on the field because he's running everybody over. He's the hole very well, and anybody that's seen Oklahoma State play, and that running back is always going to pop up on the screen. You know what I mean? If you didn't get, and also Blue too, man. Blue from Texas. I think that kid is legit as well. If he can come over here, if he can come play Kansas City, he gives that Jamal Charles feel to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you like Blue because of his speed. You like
Yeah.
Blue because of his speed. His speed got your attention.
One, he also went to Texas, and two, Texas seems to have like a relay team every year. So
they do. They do.
You want speed, you go to the Longhorns, man.
You ain't lying. Jamal Charles from Texas, like he crazy speed.
Well, I was just saying last year, X.
Yep.
And then like this year, you got Bond, and who did we talk about earlier? Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And don't
forget why did Bond even make that comment?
Don't forget AD Mitchell, baby. Watch out.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Bond's made that comment, but again, the 40 don't make him, because if you look at his tape and how he plays, he's legit, man. He still ran
4.4. It just sounds awful because he kept talking like he might run under 4.2.
It does. It sounds like he had a bad 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking so heavy. He was like, "Yeah, I'm faster. No disrespect to Worthy, but I'm faster. I run about 4.1
that was a competitive thing too.
Fine.
A couple of Texas guys, and it was right after Xavier ran 4.21. He just tweeted 4.2 next year.
I'd like to see Tyreek Hill and Xavier Worthy go at it.
I think Worthy
that'd be fun to watch.
I think Worthy get him.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all know?
I don't know.
We said it first. We want to see Worthy versus
in 100 meters. I'd like to see that.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be something.
I think DK probably take him off.
What? Hell no. Nah.
Let's go get our questions to the next, David.
But you know what though? Honestly, I do like Gordon though, because he's a big guy. He's a big back. Like a lot of people been staying on the panel was like he's a third round. He's a third down guy. He's a third down back. So you know. I said, is he a good blocker?
Go get that question.
Yeah. All right, John Harrison, he's right. Jerry Rice ran a 4.7. Didn't mean crap to him becoming a great receiver. There's a difference in running a 40 and football speed. Case in point, Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice has football speed.
Yep.
You know, he's not going to run away from a whole lot. He's not going to run away from everybody. He can run away from some, but he's got football speed, and that's what you have to have. And I think that's what Andy's trying to do now. Xavier Worthy, he's just fast. You know, they know what they have there, and I think they're going to have. I think they're going to use them a lot better next year than they did this year. But Rice, you know, and look at him.
So Nick, what kind of speed do Xavier Worthy have? Because we know these guys, Jerry Rice and all these other pre-tom got football speed. So what kind of speed do Worthy?
He's got sprinter speed. He's got sprinter speed.
You watched the combine last year, right?
Yeah, I watched it. He's fast. Off the cup, he's fast. I'm just saying.
He set the damn record. I mean, yeah, he's pretty damn fast.
Whatever.
Enough for the Bills to give up on him.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get into Mr. Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons had met with he meets with the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of Chiefs fans want this Iowa State left tackle to be here in Kansas City. So let's get right into it, man. Josh Simmons meet with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a good player, great player. And what traits does he have that were ideal for Andy Reid's system? Nick, go ahead, sir.
Well, yeah, and we broke the news on Saturday, and kudos to Mango for helping us out with that as well. You know, the Chiefs did have a meeting with him. I would assume he's going to be one of the scheduled, guys who are going to come into Arrowhead before the draft. But the question mark is, what's up with him? How much is he going to slide because of the knee issue? But the fact that they met, he would be again a perfect fit. It's a primary protector for Patrick Mahomes. This is a guy who can be the left tackle for the next 10 years. And I think in the system, he pass blocks well. He can get out in space. He's got some Willie Rope Mauler in him. For certain, he's got the agility to move around. And again, I beat this horse to no end about talking about Andy Reid and the offensive lines he had in Philadelphia. He had 5 maulers, and this would be a mauler. Creed Humphries is a mauler. Trey Smith is a mauler. I wouldn't say that Thuney's a mauler, or the right tackle at this point. But you got to get big guys, and the question is, with his knee injury, what's going to happen? So apparently, they feel like this is a guy that they indicated they like. They would move up in the first round if someone started to fall, And to me, Simmons is the guy that if he falls and some teams get scared off with the medicals and the rehab process, man, just think about it. I mean, that would solve so many issues for this offensive line. And even if, he's not ready to go the start of the season, they have some options to bring a veteran in to kind of bridge that gap. But man, I'm telling you right now, to me, Josh Simmons in a Chiefs uniform would make Patrick Mahomes one happy guy.
Hey, why is Bo shaking his head, bro? Why are you shaking your head over there? Tell me, explain to me of the head shaking.
I'm shaking my head because I don't want to. I like Simmons. He's pretty good.
This is where the 15 minutes starts. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me start the clock.
I'm going to take a break.
Listen, I like Simmons. He's pretty good. Simmons is pretty good, but hey.
Strike up the Minnesota fight song.
Hey, you asked for it. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm just saying, Simmons is pretty good. I like the kid. I really do. I love him. If he do fall to the Chiefs, no brainer, the Chiefs should take him there. But again, if Nick's saying that injury, that we gotta wait and all this, Patrick Mahomes, I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes.
To be clear,
with this kid.
Ian Rappaport said he'll be ready to go at the start of the regular season.
Yeah, if he's not ready, you got the Eagles on the schedule. You got a heck of a schedule that's coming up with all great pass rushers, all maulers is going to be coming at this offensive line.
That's the same thing every year.
But if he's not ready, it's a guy that's in Minnesota, that's in Kansas City, that lives here instead of that 6'6", 331 pounds that's waiting. Dog, you don't have to go far. You just turn around. He's right there in the backyard waiting for you. He's already been born and raised here to protect Patrick Mahomes.
Where's the Rocky music? Come on.
No. We'll get flagged. Don't do that.
We need something in the background.
He's in the backyard chopping down acres. He's chopping down wood chunks, man. The man is ready.
So we figured at some point Hensley would turn this into an Ariante Ursary conversation.
I love the kid. The kid is great, man. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Well, he did run the fastest 40 for an offensive lineman, correct?
No, he ran the fastest of anybody at that size.
330 pounds. Okay.
Hey. Spence said they don't pass rush enough in Minnesota. He said they don't do a lot of pass blocking. My bad. Pass blocking in Minnesota. So he said he's not sold on them, though. He said he's not sold on them.
Well, again, I don't know that you can be sold on any of these guys, but you've got a group near at the top that are going to be first rounders, and I would argue
grab them both. Draft them one and two.
I would argue that Simmons, prior to the injury, probably is the first offensive tackle off the board, all things being equal, right? I mean, if he'd have made it through the entire season, it's probably him.
Bring out the glaze.
He's going against the best out there. Carter and for Penn State. And what is he doing to this kid? What is he doing to this kid? Mauling him.
He's undersized. Look at him.
Beat him up. Hey, Lou. It's what the eyes can see, Lou. It's what the eyes can see.
Look at that.
Wait a second. Are we restarting the clock?
All right. That's all right.
You're right.
Did we change the question at some point?
But I'm just saying, I'm just hyping up my guy. I'm just hyping up. That's all I'm doing.
We know. Yeah.
Show the Simmons footage if you got the Simmons footage.
Play fair. Nick said play fair.
He's probably the top tackle coming off the board. And it looks like Will Campbell. It could be guy we talked about from Missouri, Membu. Obviously, he's got a shot too. So it really depends on what you're looking for. But Simmons, I think he's like prototypical. All
a lot of
size, athleticism. It's all there.
Logan Brown in the late rounds. There you go.
Hey, Josh Simmons, if he were to fall, like Nick said, according to Ian Rappaport, he talked to his people, and supposedly when he talked to Josh Simmons' people, and he's ahead of schedule like everybody else coming off of injury, but he should be ready to go for 25. Now, he didn't exactly say, would he be ready for camp? Would he be ready for mini camp? What? Probably not, but he'd be ready to go for the 25 season. So he's a big dude, and he's played in a pro style offense at Ohio State. So it's that would be the deciding point, I guess, for me.
Oh no, Simmons gave pass blocking is nice.
You know, with Simmons playing at, you know, I guess a more elite program, you might have to. Not that it's always that way, and it's not his fault that Minnesota wasn't a passing team. He did what his team needed him to do.
Well, all right, Lou. I hear you, Lou.
It just shows me that Simmons has a little bit more experience in a pro-style offense.
Yeah, that's all.
Hey, that's all it is.
It doesn't mean they can't be.
That's all nice. That's all nice.
Well, I see the tape with the eyes can see, Lou. And like I said, Simmons dominating pass blocking, just like Minnesota. He dominated run blocking. So I mean, hey,
I understand. But again, he's a great player. You know, we as Chiefs fans, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's on social media, we just tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes on his goddamn ass, and we just want him to be fixed for the season coming up.
Man. Come on, man. My man got a new haircut, man. Come on, my man got a new haircut, man.
No, I'd sent you guys. It was late. I saw it right before we came on, but Forbes magazine did an interview with Donovan Smith, and they were talking about how he really wasn't able to play last year because of an injury. And he is going to be healthy and wants to play in 25. I'm not saying that that's an immediate phone call from the Chiefs, but I would imagine they probably were in contact with him during the course of the year and have an idea of where they're at, where he's at. So don't be surprised if that comes up at some point.
Yeah, before they signed Humphries, they checked in with Donovan Smith again, and the next what was a problem, and that's why they ended up going with Humphries.
But that's a Band-Aid. You probably, if you're looking to draft a left tackle and you don't believe that Kingsley has that ability after being with him for a year, he's a guard now. Yeah. Then you take him.
Yeah, his days of tackling.
But Simmons, I would love to have him in the Chiefs uniform. Simmons, one of those two. Yeah. Simmons are you know, my guy from Minnesota.
Take them both. I'll take both.
But again,
from Minnesota,
whatever. Taylor's contract.
What did he do against? What did he do at the Senior Bowl? Let's watch. I'm just saying. He's manhandling everybody that comes his way. I'm just saying. Look, slap him to the ground. This man is. Look, no one.
It's what the eyes can see.
It's what the eyes can see. I'm just saying. This kid is in the backyard. He's in the back.
I don't know, DS. He got some footage, DS, and they got some footage. Now my man put in work.
But he's in the backyard just waiting. But let's get right into the some more stuff that Simmons is bringing into work. A lot of people are saying that he's compared to DJ Humphries. You know, a lot of people the size 6'5", 317 pounds. You know, arm length and everything else. What you have to say about that, Luke?
Well, the numbers look pretty similar. I mean, are they the same player? I don't think so. I mean, I think Simmons is a lot more highly regarded coming out than DJ Humphries was, but DJ Humphries has been in the league and has made Pro Bowls. I don't know if it was an alternate or whatever's, but
some shit.
Again, it remains to be seen. You do comps. That's the big thing during draft season is to kind of see like who relates to whom, where you can see this guy fitting in. I just think Simmons has a much higher ceiling at that position than Humphries.
Well, sure. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I mean, you take a look at him. Yeah, I mean, he's been great at Ohio State, and he can pass block, he can run block. I mean, he made Will Howard look awful real good during the regular season and all the way through the postseason. Now, Will Howard had a terrible combine, which is kind of unfortunate for him, but nonetheless, obviously the experience, of DJ Humphries is what?
Terrible?
Hey, Lou, what we can see, Lou. I told you, man.
Not good, and I expected more from him.
Oh, Nick, you stand on that. Nick, he played like ass. He threw like ass. It's fine.
Okay, here's the thing.
I'm not going there. I'm not going
there.
Here
we go.
Let me finish
your
my
classic radio call-in show crap. He didn't complete enough passes. He didn't complete enough passes, so obviously he had a bad combine. If he had hit every single pass, well, they're in shorts. That doesn't mean anything. Come on.
Guys, the comment section, do y'all agree? Did Will Howard play like?
Did you see the interview with Schrager and
I like Will Howard
and Sean Payton?
No, Will Howard is good though.
Sean Payton said straight out, Bo Nix didn't have a good day at the combine. Again, didn't mean a damn thing.
All right. Well, my point is, I think DJ Humphries brings more experience. How's that? Okay. Since you've shutting me down.
No, we won't take that Will Howard me in this part of the country, Nick. Come on.
This has nothing to do with my love for my Jayhawks. This is
Nick, because he went to K-State. All right,
no. There's a lot of
you just showed yourself. Yeah. Okay.
No. I'm not going there. Absolutely not. No. Listen.
Ema.
Yeah. I think Will Howard will be a 7th round pick for sure.
You said 7th round?
6th, 7th round, maybe somewhere.
Wow, in there. Nick, come
on. But again, so the question you, Coach, does free agent DJ Humphries experience help Mahomes in 2025? Do they go with somebody that's experienced already, that was already learning the system that had his knees probably be much better when he come back around?
Oh yeah, ask me about his tender ass knees. To me, the tender knee. Listen, man, I don't know. Depends on how he. Like I said, even when he was in Arizona, he wasn't all that. He was okay, but like I said, I don't know, with the experience now, and he coming off an injury. Who knows? Who knows what can he bring to the table? Who knows?
Damn, Nick, I think we lost half our audience when you said that.
No. Twitter had a little malfunction. It's corrected now.
Did you hear the cheers every time he came up to throw in the stadium? I love that guy. Come on, put some ass into it, Nick.
He said, damn, but half the country left. Shit. So listen though, honestly though, DJ Humphries, I don't know.
Jesus.
DJ Humphries ain't it, man. I don't know, man. I think DJ Humphries so up and down. I don't know. I don't know. He's so up and down, Bo.
A little something extra in the water today. That's all.
That's right.
What you got to say, Lou? What you got to say about it?
Well,
hasn't he said enough?
Easy. No, not yet, Nick. I'm far from done. No, he's another year older. But the reason they brought him in didn't change. Now, his body may have failed him, and maybe that had something to do with not having played football in so long and not having gone through camp and just having all the reps and everything else. So if they believe that it was just an injury thing and they still believe in the skill set, then that could very well be their stopgap. Again, we'll see if that, I don't think that would preclude them from taking a left tackle if one fell to them, or if they had to trade up a few spots, somebody that they really like starts falling. But I'm sure if he's on the team, absolutely, because that tells me if he makes the team, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the starter until the next guy, whether he's drafted.
Look at that smile, he's humble,
or it's Kingsley or somebody else takes the bull by the horns. So if he's on the team, absolutely.
Hey, DS said, let him compete. If he stay there, let him compete with the rookie. They get a good tackle, compete against
happen.
Beat him out.
If he's still there, sure.
Yeah, beat him out.
Yeah,
I agree. DS, beat him out. Hey,
I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna try to get back in the swing here. So I've got some breaking news for Coach.
What's happening?
According to Diana Rossini, Jamar Chase is the priority to sign. However, contract talks, the two sides remain far in negotiations. So
man, I'm hoping they can work out a miracle. They can work out a miracle, Nick. Guys, I know my Who Day Nation out there. I know y'all excited, man.
$40 million.
We are looking at a miracle, guys. And like I said, I'm gonna do the hints.
If you think Who Day Nation, if you think anyone in Who Day Nation is tuning into us, I think you might be a little off there, Coach.
My Who Day Nation people,
I really don't know who you're talking to.
We are rooting for it.
They are not paying him $2.6 million per touchdown. Ain't happening.
Boy, that's crazy, boy. If they pull that off, man, hey, big ups to the front office, man.
The bottom line is not just because it's his buddy, not just because they went to the same school, but what did Jefferson signed for, he was like what, 35 APY or whatever in
Something like that.
in that ballpark. They're going to have to go north of that. Maybe the first offers, if you would, of a contract had like 36 or 37. But I think when it comes to that, they might be able to agree on the APY. I think it might just be how it's structured and how much of that money he gets right off the top, how quickly he gets it. So they'll figure it out.
Hey, don't worry. Yeah. Hey, guys, if he goes, Jaden Higgins right there, a nice replacement for the Who Day Nation. No biggie.
Again, but the fans have spoken. That would it be okay with the Chiefs re-signing DJ Humphries and drafting Simmons as a left tackle solution? And a lot of people said yes. And I don't know if I was a part of the the 15%ers. I don't know if I was part of the 15%ers.
A person that said that you was a part of 15%ers, sir. You was. You definitely was.
But again, Hense is definitely in the 1%ers.
But again, let's look at him. The kid looked good in the Chiefs uniform, man. So yeah, Iowa State, straight over from Kansas City. Shout out to Mango for the graphic.
Are you siding with Ohio? I thought you were a Minnesota guy.
Whoever protects Mahomes, and that's all I'm
saying. Lou, I know we ain't tripping, Nick. He's a Minnesota guy. We talking about I'm going to side with him. You jump ship, huh?
But again, let's see what Jason Dunn, a friend of the show, had to say. Go ahead, Nick.
Jason Dunn's talking about Mr. Simmons. This would be my guy if we drafted a left tackle in the first round. He's my only exception to drafting an offensive tackle in the first. Not that my opinion matters. Of course it does, Jason. If he happens to fall to us, take him. You still have King and Suma on the roster to make sure he's healed and ready. Let him compete. I like him out of the left tackle in this draft. Yeah, he's the premier left tackle in this draft. If he's 100% healthy, he'd be a top 10 pick. But the medicals are going to be, you're going to have to look at a little bit. And if the team wants to overcome the medical issue, Chiefs have a history of doing that in the past where they say, hey, we'll just take him when he's ready. But, Demetrio said it right. We just want a good left tackle. It doesn't matter who. At this point, I don't give a crap who it is. Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to have a guy.
As long as you can block for Mahomes.
Wanye Morris and Kingsley Suamataia are probably both going to be moved to guard. So even if, they get Simmons, they're still going to need a backup tackle to play left and right. So, I don't know if that backup tackle's on the roster at this point. So take two of them, take the kid from Kansas in the later rounds. Maybe you bring in another free agent, lesser free agent to play tackle. You bring Humphries back. Whatever it is, you're still going to have a guy that can start, and you're going to have a backup for right and left because there's no guarantee that, Jawan Taylor can play a whole season next year. There's no guarantee. He had a lot of injuries. He's got a knee issue. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for the Chiefs to count on him to play 16 games and 3 or 4 postseason games. So, again, just something to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, man. But Bo, back to you, man. Back to you over here, man. Why are you siding with Ohio now? You're the Minnesota guy. What happened, man?
With nobody. I just said whoever's better, whoever's there. But
Mango, y'all edit this, man.
From my experience, I just want the kid from Minnesota. Yeah. That's the guy I want.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just checking your temperature. A lot
of people said the guy from Iowa State. Everybody wants a different guy. Somebody probably say a dude from. So somebody probably say somebody from Mizzou. Somebody probably say somebody, but I'm saying the guy that I
said from Mizzou.
But I'm saying the guy I've been watching it. That's what I want.
Just bring back MVS and settle the whole damn thing.
So also
our viewers.
He gonna say bring back MVS. Nobody want no MVS back in this building. But Nick. But again, let's look at what our sponsors had to say about this situation that we all debating about. Underdog have drafted Simmons at 31. Do you guys, all you guys agree with Underdogs and they draft board? You know what I mean? So they got the Cardinals taking Price.
I like this draft. I like this mock draft quite a bit. I mean, I think they've definitely done their homework, or they definitely they're reading the room. And if Josh Simmons is there at 31, I'm running that thing up there. Ashton, Gentry top 10 or Genty top 10. I think smart. But yeah, I like it. And again, they got some insiders over there. They got some NFL guys that know their stuff. But
it's always the guy that the Chiefs ain't never met with, right? The Chiefs never met.
Always.
It's always that guy, and it's him. It's the guy from Minnesota. How he's been handling
it. They're gonna bring him in for a visit.
Throwing him down right now. I'm telling you, this kid is a monster. Look at him.
He's 5 minutes from the stadium. They're definitely gonna have a meeting with him.
So. Hey, you know what? So Shador wasn't even in the top 5. If I'm not mistaken, gentlemen. I didn't think Shador.
Let me see it again. I didn't see where he fell.
They have him going to the Jets.
To the Jets.
I don't know. I didn't get to that point.
I'm gonna bring it back up for you guys so y'all can see it
real quick, man.
All right, so we got
Kim Ward going to the Browns at number 2.
The Saints at 9.
That's
an interesting pick.
That is
a good spot for him.
Why they got this draft board? I know y'all are sponsors and all, but why you got the Raiders going to drafting a tight end at number 6 again?
Well, it's a wide receiver.
They're about to trade their other tight end.
That's wide receiver. I see that.
I ain't tripping.
They're on the verge of trading their backup tight end.
He's a big dude. He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
I mean, he's
definitely guys. So Shador going to the Saints, man. That caught me off guard.
I guess that's assuming they move on from Derek Carr and they don't like Spencer Rattler as much as you think. But again, new coach. He's not married to Carr for sure, and not married to anybody at this point. So if they really like
you ain't lying about that.
So,
all right, a couple questions. Weston Brewer, what if a premier defensive lineman slips down to 31?
And who would that be? Who would be a premier defensive lineman though?
Well, if you look at it, they had, I think, Philadelphia taken Walter Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That would be a tough choice, I think, for the Chiefs. I think at that point, because not that I don't like Simmons, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see free agency, but that definitely would be a decision to make, because a lot of free agency in that defensive line. You need somebody kind of coming up that has at least the skill set that Chris Jones has. Now, he may not reach Chris Jones's ceiling, but somebody that can kind of take over that spot so he doesn't have to play as many snaps. So, that would be a really interesting decision to make. My first mock, I had them taking Nolan. So
with that said, man, speaking of free agent franchise tags, what's the latest on Trey Smith, Nick?
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I talked to a source this morning. The reason that the Chiefs placed the franchise tag, the non-exclusive franchise tag. So what that means is, if the Chiefs can match any deal, but if the Chiefs don't, the team that signed him would have to give up 2 first-round picks, one in 25, the other in 26. Not a lot of teams. There's a team out there in the AFC who was willing to pay him insanely sick money. So the Chiefs decided to put the tag on him. It is my understanding from what I was told this morning that Smith's preference is to stay in Kansas City. The goal is to work out a deal through this week and over the weekend to finalize a long-term commitment to Kansas City. Now, the Chiefs have offered a good deal, but not good enough in their eyes yet. But I think they can bridge the gap now that they know what the cap situation is. So as much as I was against the possibility of this happening, just because I thought the salary contract demands would be way too high, it sounds like the Chiefs and his agent and Smith himself wants to return. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes has a little say in this. I think Patrick is entering that Tom Brady phase where, hey guys, we need to fix the offensive line. What's the plan? Can't let Smith go. We know what we've got. And I think those are some of the conversations that are going on. But I think there's a better than 55, maybe 60% chance that the Chiefs get a deal done before the tampering window opens up on Monday at 3 o'clock Central Time, or 12 o'clock Central Time.
That's on the 10th, correct?
The 10th is, it's noon Eastern, so it's 11 o'clock Central until 3 o'clock Central on Wednesday. Teams can say, they can have conversations with agents, and then all the pundits are going to go out there and say, well, this guy's going here, this guy's going there, this guy's going there.
Right, because
they can't make it official.
The league year starts on the 12th. So on the 10th, they're allowed to start negotiating.
Yeah. So by the time we come on the show on Monday, we'll have a pretty good idea, probably about a half a dozen or a dozen guys who are already going to be agreed upon to go to certain teams, and whether the Chiefs are going to be one of those teams that acts fast. But, I think the Chiefs view Trey Smith as the premier free agent in this class. I think that's why they placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on him.
Well, everybody love Trey Smith. Bo, do you love Trey Smith? Bo, give me your input on this. Do you love what the Chiefs are doing with Trey Smith?
I like Trey Smith. I do love him. But, hey, if somebody offered me 2 first-round picks for him, hey.
Well, that's a different thing altogether. I mean, the Bears just the Bears were not willing to give up their 37 and 39 picks for Trey Smith, from what I'm told. And the Chiefs are like, even if you offered that, it's not enough. They want a first rounder. It doesn't mean they won't work out a deal, or maybe they would work out a trade, but it's going to be expensive. And team's going to have to pay, not Tyreek Hill draft money, but I would say just a shade under that to get Trey Smith away from Kansas City.
Yeah. To me, if they had left tackle solidified, that maybe the Trey Smith would be more in play. But since they don't, you can't. I mean, that's their strength now. So you do your best to kind of keep those guys together, and hopefully, kind of shore up that left tackle, like we said, with a draft pick and a
veteran
vet. Yes.
Yep. And a certain guy from Minnesota could seal the deal with that one.
Seal the deal. He don't need no veteran. He step on the field. So with that said, let's get right into are the Chiefs really interested in DK Metcalf?
No, hell no, they shouldn't be.
This seems to come up every off season and every year. Like John Schneider, I think he was on with the guys over the weekend, and it was like, I don't know where this comes from. Now, again, what is he good? He's not going to say like, oh yeah, we're actively shopping DK Metcalf. I saw something today. I don't know how valid it was, but there's a good chance that Kevin Lockett is on his way out the door. They said that last year too. So who knows where these sources are coming from, but JSN really stepped up last year. So I think they feel a little bit more confident walking away from Lockett at this point. But and it would have to be a trade, and they would have to take on the contract. That's the only reason that I could see Seattle wanting to kind of unload and kind of start the clock again with some younger receivers.
Yeah, the draft compensation would be probably the 7th rounder would do it if the Chiefs eat that contract. And the Chiefs would have to renegotiate his deal to get anything done. I think it's $30 million this year.
Well, I think the Debo deal probably sets the tone there.
Yeah,
a 5th or better, probably.
Yeah, 5th or better. But at the end of the day, I mean, we heard this a lot. And I remember him, Metcalf, saying he's not going to the Chiefs a couple of years ago when the rumor was he was possibly going to the Titans. Listen, would I love to have DK Metcalf in a Chiefs uniform? Well, hell yeah. But not at that price, and I don't think the Chiefs want another kill experience. I mean, he's got into a little bit of trouble, some stupid penalties. He's a playmaker. He'd be great for Patrick Mahomes.
He's tender.
He and Xavier Worthy, you'd be guys like this, and it would just be fascinating to watch.
DK Metcalf is a great player. But again, it's a Xavier Williams from TCU that's coming out this draft. That's Debo and DK Metcalf put together.
Hold on.
Very well in a Chiefs uniform, fit very well in a Chiefs system. If I'm the man, if I'm not trading on no capital to go pay on more money, you got to pay Trent McDuffie. You got to pay. You still don't know what you're gonna do with Nick Bolton. Then you're gonna have your George Kalafis contract coming up. That's a lot of salary to be eaten up for DK Metcalf that had the body size. DK Metcalf should be putting up 215 yards a game, 3 touchdowns every game. He got the size to do it, but he don't do it. He have a lot of drops that nobody talk about. You know what I mean? He's big and physical, but he always have a lot of drops too. So if I'm the Chief, I'm looking at Xavier Williams from TCU. Hey, you want your DK Metcalf so bad? There you go. He's 6'5", 225 pounds. He ran a 4.5 or 4.4 or something like that in his combine. So the kid's stock is going to be rising, and he comes out the backfield at 6'5" and catching out the backfield as well. And
Stephon Diggs, baby. Stephon Diggs.
Man, Stephon Diggs. Again, Diggs. I don't know about no Stephon Diggs. Man, I don't know about no Stephon.
All right, so Demecchio, I'm assuming that's happening in the Dallas metro area somewhere. So if we start to see Diggs showing up to Patrick's workouts, then I think maybe you got something there. You got
then you got something. Hey, so who would you rather have, DK or Diggs?
I'd rather have DK.
I'd rather have Diggs.
I would have
the money for Diggs would probably be a little bit less. I don't know.
And that means you don't bring back Hollywood Brown, which I'm hearing he wants to come back.
I would say
Diggs, if in fact he did show up to those workouts and Patrick signs off on it.
Yeah.
Then I would say fine.
So
Patrick's got a bigger say on things than people
realize. I don't think trading for DK is even a possibility, but I guess at this point,
DK is the crybaby. He's a diva, man. I don't like that.
Both of them crybabies.
No, DK get all grabbing the defensive backs, grabbing by their throats and doing all type of antics. You don't want that on your team.
These cries on the sideline.
But this is gonna cost your guys 15 yards, man.
But again,
the problem with Diggs.
And also, Lou said Patrick Mahomes sign off on it. I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to trust Patrick Mahomes' signature after Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I don't know.
Makes one mistake.
John says draft cheaper. Go younger, man. John said go younger.
He makes one mistake, and that's it. Come on.
I'll just mess with
stuff like that. All right.
Hell,
Never
Veach has made a few mistakes too. Come on.
They all make mistakes. It's not a perfect science. There are more failed first-round draft picks in NFL history than there are failed picks in rounds.
I can believe that, 4, 5, 6, Underdog Sports, mate. That's an interesting draft order, man, for them.
It's out of the box.
That's wicked.
But again, we don't need a high-priced wide receiver. That's right.
Saints with Shador. That is still. And my bad, guy. That still bothers me. I
got Justin Ross.
Hey, Mango, you got jokes, Mango. You got jokes, man. That's my guy, man. Whatever, man.
But again,
I still too believe in Justin Ross. At some point, he will make some plays.
Why? Where?
I just have a feeling. I just have
why, man. He ain't gonna make plays.
It's an intuition. Okay, I'm just
that's fair.
He don't want neither one of them. He wants
to find elsewhere. I mean,
he wants a kid from TCU just like me, man. He wants Xavier Williams, 6'5", 225 pounds.
We'll see.
Him and Xavier Worthy, Rasheed Rice, Travis Kelce, Jared Wiley, Noah Gray, a dream team.
Here we go.
We're about 8 weeks.
Whenever listing the roster comes up, watch out, man.
The Glaze hose is coming
Thursday.
But again, man, that was our topics for today, man. But again, DK, a lot of people saying DK, they say this every year, like Lou said, everybody say DK to the Chiefs somehow. Because Coach Brett Veach said that he was upset he missed out on DK. He wished he should have drafted DK. And ever since then, the line keeps coming up.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just because he missed out on him, it doesn't mean he's going to go after him now with like both guns blazing. Especially with they're down at least one draft pick this year. They've got other places to fill needs. That would really be a gratuitous thing, just kind of like F you to everybody and say, okay.
Yeah. No,
and I just don't think he operates that way. I think he's really going to kind of, like they said, stick to their board. If somebody starts to fall, they'll try to go get them, but more than likely they're going to stick with the picks they have.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Brett Veach and Andy Reid have their plan. I think Clark Hunt has given them the budget. I think Patrick Mahomes has given his input to Spags, Andy. I mean, they got their ass whipped, their tail between their legs.
Talk about it. Yep.
And kind of similar to what happened a few years ago with the Bucks.
Yeah,
kind of the exact same way. And I think this team's going to come out with a vengeance in the offseason. I don't think they're going to be.
You think about the level of competitiveness of all those guys you just mentioned, Nick, and to be embarrassed like that in front of the world.
And they all laughed at him
for a second time, right?
All
now again,
it
wasn't like you can point to Veach and say, well, you screwed this up, screwed that, or whatever. There was really, once you get into the season, there's really not a lot you can do, right? In terms of going to get a guy that's going to fill in immediately, especially at left tackle.
Now you can do it now.
You got to, right. You got to fix it now, but it's the same thing. Those pieces have to work because like last year, I'm sure they decided we couldn't find somebody in free agency. We'll go ahead and grab this kid out of BYU. He's big. He saw maybe by like middle of the year, second part of the year, he'll be ready to rock and roll. And it just
they didn't do that.
And also his cousin, his cousin played in Detroit, so they probably was banking on that as well. So.
Yeah, well,
all this being said, we know what the Achilles heel is. Man, you take care of that goddamn. I don't give a damn.
Well, I think everything. Again, I'm not gonna write the kid off at this point. Everything, every reason they drafted him for, I think, is still in play. He didn't, his athleticism, everything that he has, his size, all that.
Maybe the offensive line coach
is still there. So I think it's just
we've had that debate. We're stuck.
A matter of reps. A lot of these guys, again, no one develops at the same level, right? I mean, it may take him two or three years. Like we talked about Eric Fisher. I mean, he wasn't like lights out right away. Not that he ever got the lights out, but he was really good for a certain part of his career.
Yeah.
Not like an all pro, but good enough, right? I mean, it wasn't like it was a revolving door. So
he was serviceable.
Again, I don't know that whatever we've heard or whatever anybody has said about moving those guys to guard immediately, that would be a knee jerk. They still have to work at their given positions and see what they can do.
Yeah, but I would like to say this. Hey guys, it was a statement that passed around at the combine. They asked all the pass rushers, D tackles, and D linemen. They said, "Hey, who was the toughest offensive lineman that you had to go up against?" You right know who they said. You right know who they said, Lucas. You laughing? You know who they said. You know who they said.
Hense is like that top-notch attorney. Well, any attorney. They only ask questions that they know the answer to, right? I mean, this isn't
put out his beverage, bro.
This isn't conversation evoking. This is Hensley again flexing.
Flexing his muscle.
There you go.
He's flexing his muscle, bro.
I'm changing the topic. John Harrison asked, have you seen Nick Nass, the wide receiver from San Jose State, former quarterback, switched to receiver, had 100 catches and 16 TDs. Hey, as a late round pick, probably. Or you say day 3, so 6th round, possibly. I don't know enough about him, but
ton of production. San Jose State, again, they're same conference as Nico came from. He played at Fresno State. So you see some, I don't want to say inflated numbers, but again, you always have to question the level of competition. He was at the combine, looked pretty sharp. Again, that's, not going to be the be all end all, but he's been productive at the college level. Yep. He showed some athleticism, doing testing and everything else. So I'm sure, he's on people's radar. He was at the combine. So I asked this during the course of the weekend. Normally, and again, I don't know if it was because of the Super Bowl loss or maybe they requested it, but I don't remember seeing one cutaway to the Chiefs box during the course of the combine. Because normally you see, all the coaches, they'll zoom in on it, whatever, all the different.
There weren't a lot of coaches that went this year.
And some of them, well, I think the only ones that didn't go were the ones that never go, is McVay and Shanahan. They never go.
Yeah, no, I'm saying from the Chiefs' perspective, they didn't send their full entourage of coaches.
Well, Veach and Andy were there, so that's really all you're really concerned about. I'm sure their scouts were there too, but I'm just saying, typically they always cut to them. A lot of time they'll have them in the booth during the combine with a little, but Pete Carroll is getting a ton of FaceTime. Jerry Jones, of course, because he showed up like a day or two late or something. But it was just interesting to me because usually that's like a given. They're always get a ton of FaceTime.
Yep.
Right. But with that said, let's get into our resale electronics, our next sponsor.
We want to talk about our new sponsor, Resell Electronics. They buy and sell all of your consumer electronics. For more information, we're going to roll tape. Run it.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics, 2 great locations, Noland Road and 40 Highway in Independence. If you're looking to buy or sell any of your personal consumer electronics, they are your one-stop shop. You walk in, you tell them the guys at Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you, and they'll give you a 10% discount. Check out their website at resell.electronics.com.
Resell.
That's right, Resell Electronics. We appreciate them being one of our sponsors again. Walk into the store, Noland Road, or in the flea market down on 40 Highway, and you will get a 10% off your first purchase. Just tell them that Chiefs Blitz and Bowtie Sports sent you. So we appreciate those guys a lot. Again, guys, it's the combines. It's officially over.
Check the box.
Check the box. Now it is the week before the legal tampering period, which starts a week from Monday, where all these rumors are going to come out. I think the franchise tag has to be done, I think, by
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
One thing to keep a note of, it's my understanding the way Patrick Mahomes' contract is restructured, is the ability to be restructured. It has to happen this week. So look out for something along those lines if they're going to get some extra cap space by converting some of his contract into either a signing bonus or something like that.
Yeah,
or
talking about it this morning, how they still have him at $45 million because they're talking about Dak being at 60 and there's like 12 guys between them. But Patrick's cash flow number is, I think, number 1 or number 2
million,
at like 66 million.
Yeah,
something.
It's 66.
So, yeah.
It's over 60 million. So
yeah, they're going to have to play with that.
Now, just so people understand how this contract was designed initially, when they did the deal, when they had 177,000 in cap space, it was 2025 and 2026 when the cap number was going to reach over 60 to 65 million. That's when it was assumed that they would restructure this contract and do another 10-year deal. So it's quite possible that we learn of that, during this week as a possibility. I don't think the Chiefs can afford to wait till 2026 to do it. Now the 2026 cap space is pretty slim, so they got a lot of room next year, but they'd have to carry that money over. But at some point, with the rumor that Brock Purdy is going to get a $60 million contract from the San Francisco 49ers. That's the rumor this morning from what I heard. Patrick Mahomes ain't going to stand for that, nor is his agent Cabot. He's not going to put up with that either. So I think at some point they get something done to extend Patrick. But Patrick's going to be the key to this free agency period. How much money is he willing to he still gets paid regardless.
He got to do like Tom Brady and take less. Bill, you want championship.
Well, it's not a matter of just taking less, guys. It's just a matter of what cap. What's
I know you said. I know you said he ain't gonna be. Patrick Mahomes ain't gonna be able to stand for it. He ain't gonna be able to stand at all if he gonna take more money.
Fix that offensive line, yeah.
He gonna fix that offensive line.
Well, I think that's the reason he'll keep restructuring as long as they spend the money in a way that he feels comfortable that they're helping him out.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why he's got to say.
So I think that's why that he will continue to do that, because I think he is confident in what they're doing and that they do include him. So, I think he's good with that. The dude, I mean, he's got more money than anybody in his family will ever for like generations. So I don't know that that's motivated. He just wants to get back to that game as quickly as possible so they can like just take the taste out of everybody's mouths, including their own, because it was just such an embarrassing thing. So, yeah.
Right. Yep. Well, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a crazy week with a lot of rumors.
Spend wisely, Brett. Spend wisely.
So with that said, we got Wednesday coming up. We got Chiefs
6'6" guy from Minnesota. Hey, I'm not glazing him either. I'm just saying.
Everybody's talking about him right now. Everybody's talking about him. I'm just saying.
He's probably a first round pick. Yeah, I think he may have been before, but
Bo, is he a first round pick or he a late round pick? Bo,
he's the Chiefs pick. So with that said, we are out to you on Wednesday, guys.
He's the Chiefs pick. All right.